the tools that are used to build and deliver the software are now taking so much time, so much effort just to learn and understand. I mean, you mentioned serverless containers, but at the end of the day, this is just complexity that's getting in the way of delivering actual business value.
Hi everyone, I'm Mike, the COO of Inedo. I'm here with Alex, the CEO of Inedo. As usual, we're in different places. I'm out here in Los Angeles. You're in our home office in Berea, Ohio, right outside Cleveland. I hear you're going to Tokyo tomorrow, so not surprising we're in different places. How are you, Alex?
Oh, I'm doing pretty well. Just hanging out here. As you can see behind me is the historical view. This is in our conference room here. I just snuck in for a few minutes to try to chat with you and
Yep.
tell folks about our conference while enjoying a Macallan 12 today.
There you go. Yeah, obviously the topic of the day is InedoCon. We've been around for years and years. We're thrilled to have such enthusiastic users all over the United States and the world. Folks in New Zealand, South Africa, everywhere using ProGit and Buildmaster and Otter. But obviously this is the first time we've struck out to have our own user conference. Let me ask you, Alex, are you nervous about
Yeah, of course I am. I mean, I think it'd be foolish not to be nervous,
it?
right?
Yeah.
We've had users ask for this sort of thing for years. We've done sort of casual meetups and different events in different areas, but this is the first time where we're actually having one location, bringing everyone together. And I can tell you, the people who asked for this and who said, "Hey, you guys should really come out, and have this event," they're all going to be there, but we want people who just learned about this last month or this month to be just as excited to join. It's going to be a great event, but we got to get people to come.
Yeah, absolutely. And jumping right into kind of the content of it, people are naturally going to say, what do I get out of going to an EdoCon? You're the CEO, of course, you're doing a keynote. We field a lot of questions about kind of upcoming technologies, how we're going to handle them, things like containers, serverless deployments, things of that nature. Of course, your keynote, advertises that you're going to give an update on our roadmap and specifically how we're going to kind of tackle certain things in the future. Can you give us a preview of what that will look like for attendees?
Yeah, I mean, so first and foremost, one of the biggest things that you get out of any of these events, I've been going to conferences for years and years and years, and when you do, community or technology conferences, the content is king. There's so much great talks there from lots of different speakers, but at a user conference, they're particularly good. I've been doing a few of these myself recently, and you get to not only interact with speakers who know a lot about these different topics, but you'll be getting a chance to interact with the Inedo team. I will be there just along with everybody else talking with all of our users. There'll be Q&A with other users as well. So you get a chance to really, not just hear the sessions, not just, learn about the things that you could go read online, watch a video, but it's that in-person interaction. And actually, I think that's the thing that is probably one of the most valuable things is that in-person interaction. I wouldn't have believed it years ago, but I
Mhm.
mean, geez, the things that you can get from just a 30-minute, 1 hour one-on-one interaction with another person is huge and
Mhm.
is transformative in the way that you can deliver value and just do business
Yeah,
with others. It's amazing.
yeah, absolutely. So a gathering of like-minded people.
Absolutely.
Yeah. On that, in addition to the content, we're really excited to offer hands-on learning opportunities. We're going to have certification for ProGit and Buildmaster at both the 101 and 201 level. I think it's worth mentioning this is literally the training that people have us come out to do in person or virtually when their team acquires licenses for either of our tools. We'd like to think there's something in it for everyone, whether you're beginner, moderate, or an advanced user. Tell me a little bit about the workshops and kind of what's in it for everyone.
Well, so obviously, as you said, of course, if you're new to the tool, the training is the fastest way to get up to speed. I think our tools are really easy to use, but learning how to use them and how others use them is huge. But I'll tell you something interesting. So I designed Buildmaster, I designed ProGit and Otter. I was involved nearly day to day with all of the code. I know our tools in and out. I know what every button does, what every feature does. Now, that being said, I did not design the training. We had a professional trainer come out, research and then build some training. It was really interesting. I did want to review every last slide and every note on the training, and I'll tell you what, I learned a lot. I wouldn't have expected to learn something while sitting through training of the products that I designed, and yet I did. There were ways of using the tools that I just hadn't considered. There were ways of explaining the features that I said, you know what, that makes a heck of a lot more sense that way when it's framed in that context. So yeah, I got to say, everyone learns something. I mean, if I built the tool and I learned something, I think even some of our most advanced users will learn something themselves.
Okay, great. And not only that, we do have something that is guaranteed to be brand new for every attendee, which is our telemetry workshop. So we have just introduced the telemetry functionality into both ProGet and Buildmaster and Otter. And Kendall Miller, CEO of Gibraltar Software, who is our integration partner for that, will be running a workshop, and it kind of highlights and creates the use case for telemetry within our tools. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, I mean, I got to say, I am very excited about the telemetry that we added to our product. I mean, everyone knows about the customer experience programs. Everyone has those check boxes. And what's interesting is we added those to our products, and within 1 week of shipping them, we were able to identify some small performance problems, some small optimizations, and immediately deliver values right to the customers that we did. So for me, integrating telemetry into our tools allowed us to deliver a better customer experience. Now, what Kendall is going to show is how you can do that to your own applications. Honestly, I didn't know about it. We've tried to implement telemetry. We did it years ago, and we
Mhm.
collected data. It wasn't that useful. But while learning how to do it from Kendall, he showed us how to do it. And what's interesting is he'll walk through the integrations. And actually, Buildmaster, our tools will send data, or they can if you enable it, to Loop. But actually, Buildmaster can interact with Loop and configure Loop in certain ways so that you can use Buildmaster to notify Loop of different changes as well. So it's not just your own applications, but it's integrating Buildmaster, how you're delivering your applications into the process. Should be a real interesting workshop for a lot of
Okay.
people.
Yeah, yeah, and again, it's in InedoCon only so far. This is not. It's not actually a certification workshop from our end, so new for everyone. Obviously, of course, we have the workshops, we have your keynote, but of course, we have a lineup of great talks from actual users of our software as well as our engineering team. We have our product directors, John Rash and Greg Divis, talking about universal packages, which obviously are increasingly a popular topic over the last couple of years. Doing CI/CD with a monolithic application, which seems to be basically the business challenge that everyone's trying to tackle at some point. And then we have Jeff Hackert, DevOps, VI, experienced DevOps, known personality, VP of Engineering at Chef. But tell us about some of the talks you're looking forward to.
Well, I mean, you named a lot of them, but I'm particularly excited about Aaron Jensen's talk about CI/CD at WebMD, and I'll tell you why. It's because I was personally involved, at least in the beginning of his journey, and that's what his talk is. It's the enterprise automation journey. Sort of talks about how where he started, and I remember going to their offices in Portland and sort of sitting through and saying, oh, that's an interesting way of using Buildmaster, and then hearing about the challenges that they had. 2 years later, he's solved all of those challenges amazingly well.
Yep.
But it's not over. Right now, he's got all sorts of new challenges to solve. So, what I think he'll be talking a lot about is how it's a journey of continuous improvement and what that specifically means when applying it to automation.
Yeah, yeah, and I should have mentioned Jody Dorchester, Ronin Software, so he's more on the consulting side, but he's done some very big projects with the Canadian government. So he's going to be doing a keynote and another session, and a big topic he's going to be talking about is automation in compliant heavy industry. So obviously leveraging his government experience. But we get a lot of inquiries about maintaining SOX, HIPAA, those types of compliances with the automation journey. So he's going to have a lot of answers for the audience in that regard. There's going to be some good takeaways.
I'll learn something from that too. I mean, that's a challenge where I know the theory of it, but
Yeah.
sort of hearing the practice is huge for all of us.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, so you're going to be really busy at InedoCon. You're the CEO, so you're going to be running your keynote as well as doing a lot of one-on-one meetings and also participating in kind of the birds of a feather event. But in terms of the one-on-ones you're going to be doing with actual users, what are you hoping to learn from people, and what are you hoping to kind of give back in terms of feedback to them?
Well, I mean, quite simply feedback. I mean, in any form, the good, the bad, the neutral. I mean, it's hard to say that in the abstract. But I'll give you a very simple example. Just a
Okay.
couple of years ago, maybe, I was on site at a customer, and we were just talking in between sort of the technical sessions about, and he said he told me about some of the challenges he had with their support team, and I heard and I listened. I said, I guess I never thought of it that way. And over the course of 6 months, we took his feedback. I worked closely with him to say, okay, here's my idea. How do you think about this? Right? We worked pretty closely, and within 6 months, we totally changed our ticketing system because he wasn't the only user who was experiencing some frustrations with our communication. So, that one interaction led direct to him realizing all I have to do is have a quick conversation and I can impact change like that. So that was pretty impressive. That also led to other things like conversations like this. This is why we have a customer success program. Um,
Absolutely.
you know,
And users will recognize me in those conversations. So, you know.
Yeah, right. I mean, this came directly from users, so
Yeah.
it's same thing with the future. Like, I mean, we've had users asking a lot about different package shifts. Those going to Progate.
Mm,
Otter was a direct result of customer feedback saying, hey, how can we manage infrastructure with Buildmaster? Well, the answer was it turned out to be a whole different product. But without the user feedback and that sort of one-on-one interaction that we have,
mhm.
you know we wouldn't have made those changes. And so I'll put it this way: very few people take the time to try for a one-on-one interaction. There's not a lot of opportunities to either, where everyone's so busy, but here's a great chance to do it. So
Yeah.
always happy to meet with everyone and really look
Yeah.
forward to it here.
I'm hearing two things from your previous answer, which is basically one, we're very open to hear what folks have to say, and there's a good chance that it will take action on it, and it'll benefit them and everyone else. But the other part that I'm hearing is this isn't a terse email that we received about support. This is exactly the benefit of that in-person interaction that you can really only get, if we happen to be on site or if we're all together in the same place and we're doing one-on-ones, we're talking in between sessions, things like that. So that sounds like that's delivering on the promise of the interactions directly in a in-person event.
Absolutely, it's the sort of thing you wouldn't, like I said, the support thing, like that wasn't even a topic of concern. It was just that, this is kind of a little frustrating. I wonder if we could fix it. And it turns out we could, and we did. And
Mhm.
that's what these in-person interactions do: is they lead to outcomes that you don't expect and add a lot of value. That's what they're all about.
Okay. With that, obviously we've covered the workshops, we've covered some of the different talks. Is there anything else about the event that's particularly exciting to you?
Well, I mean, I'll be honest, we do have some plans to have some scotch there. So
Okay.
I think having an opportunity for all of us to have a relaxed environment where we can, sort of all chat as equals. That's what
Hmm.
there's the after session speeches, there's the hallway tracks, as a lot of people call them.
Hmm.
But the networking events where we can all sort of just have a drink, relax, have those half business, half industry conversations, personal conversations. They're
Hmm.
really valuable. That's where I think the real business happens at conferences. And if, as I've learned from a lot of these experiences over the past 5, 10 years of doing events, the real value does come at those networking events.
Yeah.
You can talk to the speakers, you can get better in depth conversation with them. Everybody's sort of in the same room, and everybody wants to talk to everybody. So
Yeah.
it's a good chance for everyone to meet everyone.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So yeah, we'll have the keynotes, we'll have the sessions, then we'll do the reception, some drinks, some food, and then give everyone an opportunity to socialize with each other, and then the next day do the workshop. So it seems like that'll be a pretty succinct event, and we're looking forward to everyone coming out on May the 22nd. Anything else you want to add, Alex, or are we think that?
I think we got it. I mean, I really look forward to it. I know there's a lot of users who are excited about the prospect of meeting each other, meeting other users, and I'm very excited about sort of us all gathering in one place in Portland, and having a fun time and sort of learning how to improve our basically just do a better job of at what we're all doing together. So I think
All
it'll
right.
be a great event.
All right, great. So we'll see everyone the 22nd, and thanks for your time.
Thanks, Mike.
All right, bye.